Good evening. Welcome to PBS Fort Wayne. The name of our show is Life Ahead. Now, let me tell you why. Every week here on Life Ahead, we have a different topic and different guests, but we try to come up with topics that might apply to you in decisions you have to make for your life ahead, if you will. And tonight, all of you are going to have to deal with this subject. We're going to be talking about health insurance, and who's not talking about that right now or hearing about it on TV. So we're going to dig into that a little more completely tonight with Greg MacDonald. Greg, thank you for being here.
Oh, my pleasure.
He's a familiar face to you because Greg comes this time of the year. You've been coming every year for a number of years now.
Oh, geez, it's been over 10 years.
Oh, that long?
Yes.
Oh, you don't look any older. You still look 10 years ago.
Bless you.
And Greg, by the way, just to give you a little heads up, we're going to welcome any phone calls you have about health insurance, and he's going to be back next week. That's the good thing. We always do this in two parts because there's so much information that you will want to know or need to know. Greg, I'm going to start out by pointing out that this is the new Medicare book for 2026. Most of you, if you're on Medicare, have probably already gotten that in the mail. If you haven't, should they go online or call somebody?
It's available online. If you go to Medicare.gov, you can get a PDF copy of it, or you can order
okay.
it. Yeah.
Okay, all right. And on page 2 of that, which is actually just the inside cover, it'll list kind of a quick little summary of the changes for 2026. And we always talk about this time of the year, if you want to make changes to your insurance plan, change plans, change companies, whatever, you have a certain amount of time you can do that without some penalties. Tell us about that, Craig, and the dates.
Okay. So this is the time of year where it's called the Medicare, well, it's an open enrollment. It's the enrollment period. It begins October 15th and goes to December 7th. And this is the time that you can change Medicare Advantage plans and prescription drug plans. And so Advantage plans, you have a little leeway because there's also a period at the beginning of the year that you can change if you need to. Drug plans is imperative because if you don't change now, the drug plan that you select will be your drug plan for next year.
Okay. Okay, so there are enough changes that a lot of you might want to consider making some changes. I made some changes 2 or 3 years ago. Actually, after we had a conversation, and same company, I just changed to a different plan and saved $200 or $300 a year. I had to give up one thing, but it wasn't a priority, so that's okay.
Yeah, and the thing that's happening this year that is really making a difference for folks is the Inflation Reduction Act is really starting to kick into the Medicare Advantage companies. And what that means is they're having to pick up more of the cost. For one thing, they're picking up the
insurance company.
The insurance company. They're picking up the lion's share of the drug costs, and they're not getting paid as much.
Yeah.
And so they're really looking at, okay, how can they save costs? Because they're in it to make money, right? And so they're not only looking at their plans, they're looking at areas in which they've been profitable and where they haven't been. And so in northern Indiana, for example, we have plans that are no longer going to be in certain counties.
Oh,
so
okay.
They're changing some of that.
Can you tell us that now, or have you been informed?
It varies with companies.
Okay.
Okay. We're seeing some of the benefits being cut back, the ancillary over-the-counter benefits. A lot of those are now gone in most of these plans. I've even seen some of the gym memberships have been cut back. The dental benefits have been cut back.
Dental, vision, some of the things that were such a nice bonus.
Yeah, co-pays have gone up. The maximum out of pocket for many of these plans have gone up as well. So there's a lot of different changes that are happening in the Advantage plans that if you have one, you certainly want to take a look at to make sure that it's still going to work for you. And particularly if you're out around, if you're not in Allen County,
yeah.
they have, like I said, some of these plans. I'll pick out one, Aetna, which was operating in Adams and Noble counties. They're not going to be operating in there.
Yeah, I see that.
Longer.
Adams, Wells, and Noble.
And Wells, yeah.
Can't get that anymore.
You can't get that
so
anymore.
if you have that and you live in those counties, you'll need to select something else?
Exactly.
Okay.
And then we have, we have some companies that no longer work with Parkview. So Anthem, which is a big one.
Yeah.
Anthem has Parkview in network with every plan except Medicare Advantage.
Oh, really?
So coming in the beginning of next year, and they've announced they've cut off negotiations. So next year.
Oh, that's a big one.
Yeah.
That will involve a lot of people.
Anthem and Parkview will not work together. And Parkview is not taking any out-of-network plans.
Really?
So if you go to Parkview and you have Medicare Advantage, the three companies that you'll have to work with will be Aetna, Humana, and United Healthcare. Everybody else will be out of network with them.
That's really something now that everybody should know, because that will be a huge number of people that will be involved in that. Mm-hmm. And we're talking any of the Parkview, not just Parkview North,
Correct.
but Illinois Road and
Correct.
State Street. And
Correct. So yeah, I see we have a slide up here. So that's what we were talking about. We have fewer ancillary benefits. We have some companies adding medical deductibles. They're not big. They're like $100 to $250. And that just is for if you're going to the hospital, if you have surgery.
Tests or surgery or
just
what?
surgery. It's not the routine stuff. It's more
Okay.
the major stuff. But yes, and another thing that you'll notice on the slide is coinsurance for brand names drugs instead of co-pays. So if you have, for example, I saw one, Ozempic, which is a popular drug, right? Uh-huh. Ozempic's retail price is like around $1,000 a month. So if you have a 20% coinsurance, for example, that's actually a low coinsurance for many of these plans.
Yeah.
So you're still paying $200, where there are other plans where it is a copay of like $45. So those are things that you want to investigate during this period of time, just to make sure that your plan's going to be a good fit for you, and there's lots of options for that.
Well, looking at the drugs or what are normal for you is really important, because some of them, again, are getting into $200, $400 a month, and that's worth changing your plan if you need to.
Well, you need to check it, because there's two things at play. One thing is the plan's formulary, and the formulary is the list of drugs that they cover. And if it's not on the formulary, the insurance companies aren't going to pay anything for it. And the other thing is the tiers, and the tiers are the pricing structure within the plan. And sometimes when you look at this from year to year, a drug will either go out of the formulary, you might have a new one come in, or it could change tiers. So what you were paying for this year may be totally different for next. So that's why it's really important for you to check to make sure that your drugs are going to work well within the plan you have.
Now, the tier can change as well.
Yes,
Isn't
exactly.
that correct?
Correct.
Okay. I remember, again, several years ago, but trying to be efficient and frugal or whatever, I had a prescription that moved from tier 2 to tier 1 and nearly doubled. And, I was getting pretty expensive. And I talked to the doctor about it, and he said, oh, that's no problem. I will give you a prescription that will fit in tier 2. That's the same thing, basically. And we'll just double it for the amount of time. And, doubling that was still much cheaper than going with tier 1.
Well, you've got a little backwards. Tier 1 is usually the least expensive.
Oh, okay.
So it goes tier 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 for the most part. So tier 1s and tier 2s are the generic drugs. 3 and 4 are the brand, and 5 tend to be specialties.
Greg, is it still correct that insulin, which was cut back to $35 a month, is that staying?
Yes. So it's going to be, one thing, it's not subject to any prescription deductibles, which, by the way, the deductible for this year is $615.
Okay.
And most of the plans are up close to that. If it's not $615, it's close. So once that deductible is met, and then we're going to whatever that copay or coinsurance is, right? So I forget where I was going with this, Sandy.
Well, we were talking about the tiers and whether or not insulin was going to stay
Okay, insulin. Thank you. Yes.
That's fine, and then you can change my question in a while.
Very good.
Okay.
So insulin, it's $35 or 25%, whichever is least expensive.
Okay.
And it's not subject to any deductibles.
Oh, okay.
So that's.
It doesn't count in that 650?
It does not count.
Okay.
Does not count.
Okay. All right. Now, Greg, we're looking at a list of the prescriptions or medications. Now, these are ones that are going to be going down, or what happens?
So what happened is they've created a program that negotiates so many drugs a year.
Who does? Who negotiates?
The government negotiates with the pharmacy agencies, and so they negotiate. They select the ones that they want to negotiate with, and these are the most popular drugs that they want to work with. And you saw the list and there's some, Eliquis, Xarelto, Januvia, Jardiance, Farxiga, all are very popular drugs, and they're expensive drugs.
Let's look at that list again. I have to see if there are any of them that I'm concerned about. Jarvia, I mean, I swear, if I see that commercial one more time.
Oh, Jardiance, yeah, you like the jingle on that one?
Yeah, I could do the dance, I think, too. What are some of these others? I'm just not familiar with them.
Well, Eliquis and Xarelto tend to be cholesterol-type medications, and Jardiance, Januvia are diabetes.
Okay.
Then we have Farxiga and Entresto, Imbruvica, Stelara, Novolog, which is an insulin.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
these would that stay at 35 then?
That'll stay at 35, but what happens, there's a little bit of variance that they can use depending on. And keep in mind that a company doesn't need to cover a particular insulin. You'll find that a lot with Novolog and Humalog. Usually a company covers one or the other, but they don't cover both.
Okay, all right, that's making sense. So drug costs important to look at when you make a decision of whether or not you want to change your plan. Is that correct? Will that be in the Medicare book, or how am I going to know?
You're not.
I'm not?
You're not. Because the Medicare book will give you the 1,000-foot view of what the plan has. I mean, it'll give you some copays.
Yeah.
It'll, the max out of pocket, what some of the ancillary benefits are. But when it comes to the drugs, no, they can't get into that. And so, and that's why you need to examine it. When I do my discussions with a client, the first thing I look at is what the drugs are.
What they take.
What they are taking.
Okay.
What the cost of that would be, and then take that out there and which plan best aligns with that. Say what's a good fit, and that's number one. And then we look at what are the doctors? Are they in network this year? Because just because a doctor's in network this year doesn't mean it's going to be in network next year. So those are things that you have to continue to look at on an annual basis just to make sure your plan's a good fit.
I'm going to back up for a minute. You talked about checking about your physicians. Since you mentioned Parkview won't be in there, does that mean any of the Parkview doctors will not be there either?
Correct.
Whoa.
And the thing that's making it difficult is that most of these plans have, if it's a PPO, for example, and a PPO is a preferred provider organization that allows a person to go in and out of the network. If you go out of the network, the insurance company will still pay, but you're going to have a higher
deductible,
higher share of the cost.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But Parkview has said they are not going to take out-of-network plans. So even if you're, for example, it says, all right, if you see a specialist that costs $45 in network, and it'll cost $70 out of network. If you're going to Parkview, it's not going to do any good because they're not going to accept it.
Got it.
So, truly, if you deal with Parkview doctors, you're going to have to move. If you want Medicare Advantage, you're going to have to go to those three companies.
Say again the three that Parkview will be taking.
It'll be Aetna, Humana, and United Healthcare.
Okay. All right. What about IU Health, which is becoming so popular nowadays in Fort Wayne?
Well, IU Health is, that is a different hospital or a different medical system.
Sure.
Okay. So, and we used to have an IU Health plan in the area. That is no longer available. That was actually purchased by Anthem.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was purchased by Anthem. So everyone that had an IU Health plan, they'll be transitioned to an Anthem plan for next year.
So if you have Anthem, you're already covered with IU Health then?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You don't need to make any change?
No,
Okay.
that's fine.
And the same with doctors as well as the hospitals?
Right. So you just want to double check just to make sure. But those three are the ones that have Parkview. And,
Okay.
So without being an advertisement, I mean, there you go. And those three also have Lutheran and IU, so they have all three hospitals within their network.
Well, I mean, those are the questions we have for you tonight, Greg.
Mm-hmm.
I know you're probably limited in what you can say because maybe some of the decisions aren't made. Will anything change for you as an agent?
Well, it becomes more complicated because just trying to fit things in, that becomes more interesting because it's a puzzle piece. It really is, and everybody's different. So I had a couple in today. What works for the wife doesn't work for the husband. And so we're looking at two different plans, and that's often confusing, particularly for people who have been on group health plans where everybody in the family is insured. With Medicare, it's individual. Period. So
always. You don't have an option. If you're a couple, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. You cannot be on the same plan. You can have the same plan, but it's two individual plans with the same company.
Got it. Yeah. Okay. Well, what are the other things, Greg, in addition to looking at the drug costs, should you look for when you're deciding on a plan? Or you, as an agent counseling somebody, do you ask them, do you have any serious illnesses or?
Well, we are not supposed to, as agents.
Oh.
We're not supposed to ask for personal health information.
Okay.
However, if you decide to share with us,
that's okay.
That's okay. We can help use our expertise to guide you in making proper decisions.
So if somebody has a lot of physical problems and might be looking ahead at a lot of surgeries or something, or therapies.
Those are things that are important in your decision. And so, particularly as you're aging into Medicare, you want to let your agent know just what your situation is, and don't be shy about telling them. I mean, we are very much watched to make sure that we care for the personal information and that doesn't go anywhere. So we're very confidential with that.
It's anonymous.
Right, but just like you share with your doctor what's going on with you, you should share with your agent, particularly if there's some kind of medical expense or procedure coming up, because that can make a decision between Medicare Advantage and Medicare supplements. And we can get into that. In fact, we were talking a little bit. There's a lot going on in Medicare supplements too that we can get into. But I think we'll really dig deep into that next week. But just so you know, there's a lot of things happening in the Medicare supplement area too.
Well, just an overall question, and again, we're going to look at that more specifically next week. But how does one decide whether they should get an Advantage plan or a supplement? What's the difference?
The big difference between the two, with a Medicare supplement, Medicare is the primary payer.
Wait a minute, with what?
With a Medicare supplement.
Okay.
So Medicare itself pays the claim, and then your supplement kicks in with the most of what you would have to pay without it.
Okay.
And so with Advantage, The claim goes to insurance companies.
First.
Well, it doesn't go to Medicare at all.
Oh, at all?
At all. It
Okay.
just goes to the insurance companies, and they pay the claim. When it comes to the cost share, depending upon which Medicare supplement you have, typically you have more cost share with Advantage, which means you're going to pay more for a particular service than you would with a supplement. However, then you start weighing the cost-benefit analysis of, okay, which is going to be the least costly for you. And oftentimes, when you have a lot of physical issues, okay, or you have a chronic condition, Parkinson's, for example, sometimes I just recommend that a supplement would be the way to go.
Because?
There's no networks.
Oh, okay.
So you can go wherever. You don't have. And by the way, since we're talking about this Parkview Anthem thing, if you have a Medicare supplement, these networks make no difference. So you can have an Anthem supplement and go to Parkview. There's no problem at all. Okay?
Oh, okay.
Supplement, the company.
It's only Advantage plans.
Yeah, it's only the Advantage plans. The company of your Medicare supplement makes no difference. Okay.
So would somebody might want to change from an Advantage plan to a supplement if they want to stay with Parkview?
Yeah, they can do that.
Oh, okay.
The thing that you have to realize is when you have a Medicare supplement and you go to that, you do have to answer health questions.
Oh,
and so there's
okay.
underwriting with that, and the insurance company can say yes or no.
Oh, I see.
So those are the things that you have to consider.
To approve a test or a surgical procedure
Well,
or something?
no, just to be admitted into the plan itself.
I see.
Say, when you first come into Medicare, they don't ask any health questions, so it's guaranteed issue. You're good to go. But when you change in the future, and by the way, you can always change. I mean, you can go back.
Every year you have an opportunity?
You have an opportunity. You can go
Okay.
from supplements to Advantage to back and forth. I mean, you can do that as long as you can answer health questions to the satisfaction of the company that you're applying to.
I see. Okay. Does that differ from year to year, or once you've answered the
No.
questions, are you done? Or do you have to keep them informed of your...
No, as long as once you have answered the questions and you have a policy, they're not going to ask you the questions again.
Okay.
And your policy premium is not going to go up just because you had cancer this year. Okay, they're not going to, if you look at it and your rates went up, it isn't because, okay, I had a lot of services. They can't do that. It's all based upon what is happening in what they call your block of business.
Okay. Well, Greg, we're almost out of time for this show, but one quick question with a quick answer, if you can do that. Again, without going into specifics, I mean, everybody's seeing on TV all the time right now all of the federal and government issues over health care.
Yeah.
Is this going to affect what we choose to do now?
No.
Wouldn't
everything
affect us until next year?
Right. Every year is going to be different.
Okay.
As to what's going to happen. I mean, everything is fixed for 26.
Okay.
Okay. But let me ask you one warning to people out there, because I know you're getting phone calls. Okay. If you get a phone call from somebody other than your agent or the company that you're dealing with, hang up. Because one, it's illegal for agents to call you without their permission.
Oh, really?
Your permission. Okay. And so if you're getting these solicitations, a lot of times they're coming from offshore call centers.
If they have a Asian accent or something.
Yeah, some of them don't even have an Asian accent.
Okay.
But yeah, just hang up on them, because they shouldn't be calling. It's illegal for them to call you. And certainly don't switch plans with somebody you don't know, because on the phone because I've had people call in and they call up and they said, well, they said I had this and I can get all these. Don't.
You know, I'm glad you mentioned that, Greg, because a lot of times we don't really know or keep informed about complicated things for us personally. And if somebody sounds like they're in authority on the phone, you might believe them and say, oh, well, I didn't realize that. Okay, change me to such and such, and I'll pay that extra $60 a month.
Well, and a lot of times it's not. What they're doing a lot is they use what they call dual eligible plans. These are people who have Medicare and Medicaid.
Okay.
And the plans are extremely rich. And you can have all these ancillary benefits, and you can go into the hospital and all this, and it doesn't cost you anything. Sounds great. Everybody would want the plan. The problem is you have to be qualified due to low income status. And so a lot of times these folks will call and use a bait and switch. They'll tell you about all these things, wow, I want that.
And then they'll say,
then
your income's too high, but here's what we can offer.
But let me show you what else we can do.
Hey, guess what? We're out of time, Greg.
Wow.
Don't forget, Greg's going to be here next Wednesday night at 7:30. Jot down your questions that you've been thinking about here on this show, and you can ask him next week, again, Wednesday night at 7:30. Meanwhile, have a great night tonight. Thank you, Greg.
You're welcome.
The preceding program on PBS Fort Wayne was made possible in part by
Sage Insurance Advisors, LLC. Specializes in Medicare plans and represents insurance companies offering Medicare supplements, Medicare Advantage plans, and Part D prescription drug plans. Serving Northeast Indiana from 4233 East State Boulevard in Fort Wayne and online at sageinsuranceadvisors.com.